Hello everybody and welcome to January-February issue of Is Your Ex Coming Back? Just really quick note, like, don't freak out. You don't want to ex back. Do not watch this. It's not for you. This is simply the series for people who still feel connection with someone. They're in on and off relationship. They're not able to break the bones. I am going to, if you're the first time here, really give you a quick review of the spread that I'm doing for this situation. If you have been here before, you know the spread, then just like look, I think I'm going to put down here or which time stamp to go to, and just you go directly in the reading. So for this reading I am actually designating 7 cards, and they are significators, which means just like a title of a book. Each category is going to tell me a little bit about that relationship. For the first card, the Magician, it's pretty much going to tell me if this relationship is starter. So I'll actually give the more detailed explanations for those of you who ordered the spread, which is still on the special for $50 if you really want to find about your relationship. The second card, Temperance Reversed, is really talking about things that need to be glued in a relationship. Then these are 2 significators. Either of them can be you, and it's kind of the energy and maybe communication in between. Now, what is basically the karmic intervention? What basically karma things that you need to work on in this time, and what should happen? And also the next steps in the relationship. So hopefully this kind of like gave you a really quick overview. I didn't kind of like spend too much time about that, so let's just jump straight in the readings. Hello Gemini, and welcome to your January-February reading. As you can see, there are like lots of, well, interesting cards. So that's really telling me about a situation that is possibly heartbreaking, or it's a situation where you feel that you're on the receiving end of somebody's venom, of somebody, you know, people can do all kinds of things. They can break up with us in a gentle way. They can give us closure. They don't have to give us closure, but some people can be just really rude and abrupt and insulting, where, you know, we take it personally without realizing it is really them who have been, or him or her, who have been with us. So they're not respecting themselves either. I am seeing here a situation that seems to be really difficult to handle. So what do you have? You have the Hangman reversed, the High Priestess reversed, 2 of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, 6 of Cups reversed, 3 of Swords, and the Temperance reversed. Well, Temperance reversed, it could really represent you, that you need to get a hold of who you really are and kind of like grab those reins and kind of like go in a different direction. This really tells me that this is some kind of situation where maybe you feel that you have sacrificed certain things. But this is clearly saying that if you did, you were doing this completely in a wrong way. You were doing it in a way that A, it wasn't appreciated, 2, it wasn't really thing that need to be done. So it's one of those really tricky things in life where we want what we want to do to be appreciated, but as you know, when something is done for somebody else, it has to be that glue in between. Just like my readings here are really seeing a relationship of what is going on between the 2 people. Clearly, somebody did not learn the lesson over here. And there is like a lots of nostalgia that I'm seeing here. I'm seeing here like really feeling some kind of like harshness. I'm feeling also that it is you guys who are feeling, I have to step out of this. I just have to. And maybe that's what you think is a sacrifice. And if you think just like stepping out from some kind of situation, or some situation maybe that caused you pain, or some situation that maybe somebody was just having a wandering eye and always kind of like shifting in a different direction. You want to go left, they want to go right. So, oh no, I said right. And you go right, they're going left. And you know, like that kind of like sort of a thing. So Queen of Swords is cutting things off. It's just like, you just can't do it. And because you are air, and I'm seeing the air over here. It clearly could be you. It could be even anger. It could be one of those explosive moments where you just have enough. When I see Queen of Swords reversed, I see Judge Judy. It is like somebody who thinks they know everything, but they are kind of like very, very far from any humanity and any far from understanding the true situation. And Two of Cups tells me that some kind of contract is over. This is so clear. There's like somebody in your life who has been of utmost importance. It could be one of those deep, like, you know, undersurface things. I'm almost like seeing two people sitting on a bench and they're looking in each other's eyes but not saying a word, and then yet they're like talking. You know what I mean? And maybe this was kind of connection you felt it was, and yet somehow it fizzled away. It could have been certain circumstances that haven't been, you know, stars didn't line up. Maybe it was the wrong situation. Maybe it was the wrong person. Maybe it was the wrong time. But the stars didn't line up properly. Even though, you know, as I said, you feel you have done so much for this relationship. And this is not about you not doing much, but what you did was not the proper, or like, I mean, recipe for this particular situation. So let's see, where is this heading? And there you have a karma card. You have Ace of Pentacles, Judgment reversed, the Chariot reversed. Oh, the Death. Oh my gosh, you have 3 major arcanas. It's going to be interesting. You have Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, and 3 of Pentacles. It almost like, it feels, guys, that things are getting so bad. So out of proportion at one point, that you are basically saying to yourself, I have to pull myself by the bootstraps. I have to pull myself together. You're kind of like feeling that if you don't, like your entire life will just somehow get derailed. And yet, it almost looks like you do know what is the direction you need to take, something slowly. Ace of Pentacles is a lovely ace to get, and it's really, really encouraging. It is like in your section of what kind of like things are working. So there is like something that you need to think long term. So whether or not they fit in it or not fitting in it, just like face it. You need to face reality. You see here, he is allowing himself to be kind of like surrendered, to see things from a different perspective. But here, he really doesn't. He speaks a big kind of a game, but he is really not doing it. In fact, it could be the person who kind of like, with their actions, taking control from the other people. This is talking about slow and steady wins the race. You want to go to this mountain, you know when we painted mountain blue, that means that they're very, very far away. So the idea is here, we are planting the seeds, we know where we want to go, but we are still not there yet. But we are doing everything that we need to do. When the Judgment shows up over here, especially in this category about what kind of like things need to be pulled together, you need to watch somebody else's actions. It's very emotional. You're going through some really turbulent emotional storm. Judgment reverse really tells me there is like some karmic debt that is being paid. It could be like you guys just have been bad in your past life. And don't jump at me, because this is kind of like really the principle of our lives. And one life you live, you try to live the best you can, and the other one as bad as you can. So in order to kind of like see all of these little corners, good or bad, the Judgment is telling me also that there is like this connection with this person where it really feels so strong. You can't really put a finger on it, but it certainly is there. And it's just like really amazing that I'm seeing all these emotional cards. Like I see everything over here, right? The Chariot is a Cancer, Scorpio, like, I mean, water over here, like, oh my goodness. And this doesn't have to necessarily talk about a water sign, even though it could be. It really talks about that you're a completely fish out of water. Just like water signs, when they get into that air, into thinking through, like they get lost, because they sort of like go intuitively, like gut feeling. Where air signs, you guys get lost if you do that. You in fact have to think through it, and even if something is really hurting, you're able to kind of like really slice it down. It's almost like anatomy of the situation. You go, okay, so here is the problem, here is the cancer, I have to cut it out. And if this really means that some person gotta go, that's what it means. If you're detecting that somebody is sitting on 2 chairs instead of the one, off they go. It is kind of like intellectual decision, but not this time around. Is it Valentine's Day that is really getting to you? I don't know, but it certainly looks that this is calling for some kind of transformation. Something has to end. Something has to die. Honestly, this is the end of the contract with someone. There is like this karmic relationship with someone. You have cleaned your debt. Lannister always pays his debt. You paid your debt. It is time to move forward. It is as clear as a day to me. And all of a sudden there's like somebody new reappearing, somebody new and somebody fun, somebody who actually wants to build something with you and go in a new direction. Isn't this like always when one door closes, another one opens? So let's see what else I see. 6 of Pentacles reversed, the Sun reversed, King of Swords, 3 of Cups reversed, 6 of Wands reversed, 5 of Pentacles reversed, and 8 of Swords reversed. Yes, I do feel that you have fortitude and determination to go in a new direction, right? So how many 6s do we have? Why did I think that we had, yeah, we have 2 6s over here, 3 6s. Yeah, I thought if I had 3. 3 is again karmic connection with someone. You know, you kind of like have to really watch what kind of people you get involved. It sounds to me that you will be going through an extremely romantic part, because look at this Queen of Swords and King of Swords. You're almost like not finding a good fit with people who actually are a good fit for you. This really talks about looking in a different direction. Maybe rationally, you know this person is not good for you, but irrationally and emotionally, you long for them. You want to be with them. Are they the best for you? Because it looks like there is a third party involved. So you go through, hey, I know this is best for me. Hey, I know I have to go in this direction. But oh my goodness, this is like so much fun being around them. See, like you're that devil's advocate. But then again, you guys, you're like these two faces that are always talking to each other, and that can actually create huge confusion for you, right? You need to kind of like give yourself a break and get something really straight in your head. Look, the Sun is showing up in this category saying it's a burnout. You guys are experiencing a burnout, and it is quite normal after this card. This means that you have actually accomplished quite a lot. You have been going through maybe almost like a psychic situation where almost like you either had a prophetic dreams, or you kind of like felt that certain situation is going to end certain way, and it did. It was like you were like shocking and surprising yourself in how certain things are going. But you actually need to acknowledge to yourself that there was like no give and take in this relationship. Somebody who was maybe in a situation to give you that soft place to fall, to kind of like give you the kindness, really didn't do that. Instead, it almost like no good deed goes unpunished. That more you would do things for them, that harsher they were kind of like coming back at you. And then it was like that you're dealing with somebody highly changeable, right? You might actually be dealing like 6 and 6 with another Gemini or with another fire sign, actually, that I see here. And like sometimes they're like so emotional, they kind of like lure you with their eyes. And the other times, like, I mean, so much fun to be around. It looks like that you're dealing with a very immature individual who is like really after their own kind of like self, after their own needs. When I see this card over here, it usually speaks to me about a person who needs to be pampered all the time, who needs to be said, oh, you're the prettiest, you're the loveliest. Well, basically this person is a cat, right? You know what I mean. So it just doesn't make sense. This person is doing all of this stuff, and then instead of them acknowledging they're actually hurting and harming you, they come to you, well, I did that because I didn't feel appreciated, I didn't feel that, blah, 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 blah. yet they're the ones leaving you in the cold, doing all kinds of stuff. It's the person who is not having their head screwed up properly, person who is living life with circumstances that feels like that. I don't know, are you dealing with somebody who feels victimized all the time? Because that's kind of like what this card really talks about. It feels like being stuck in a situation. Maybe they're stuck in kind of like dealing with something. I clearly see here, no, I'm not doing it. Well, now I want you badly. Well, I don't know, I'm not. You see, and maybe you attributed these issues to yourself. Why is this happening to me? How come I'm doing this? Well, I'll tell you how come. You're choosing those partners emotionally. We air signs crave partner who is going to entice us emotionally, but this is not why you were born as an air sign. You have been born as an air sign because you need to meet a partner who is going to match your intellect, with whom you'll be able to discuss ideas, who is going to be transparent, and with whom you're going to go higher up in the air, the rocket kind of like a level, not submarine level. But looks like this is sort of like really submarine that has been happening here. Guys, you will snap out. I can see here it's coming out, but it's going to be a process. It's going to be the biggest step where you decide, I am not moving forward in this particular way. Yes, maybe I left the leash go and the dog is doing what the dogs do, but certainly I know that if I pick another one, it's going to be different. And you're emerging as this King of Swords. And it's kind of like that fairness. And I really think, and we can see it here, that you're applying this fairness on yourself as well and saying, look, I deserve good things. I should get good things. And I will get good things. So you are landing back on your feet and you're seeing them for what it is. So my dear Gemini, I really want to know what is going on. It's going to be a road where you really need to buckle yourself up. I want to know all about it. This is such a strong indication. This soul contract is over. So understand this, that you have paid your debt. And in order for you to move forward and to be happy, to move and kind of like start mingling and meeting new people, you need to be free of this whatever garbage debris that this person has left in your life. So understand that sometimes sacrifices for some people are just like not worth it. Okay? And guys, this is general reading. It doesn't have to be you at all. So you can contact me at cattarot.ca. I can check your own stuff. And in the meantime, you can check also the annual taroscopes and see how this all fits in a big picture. And if you want your daily dose of tarot, Instagram, Facebook, did I cover everything? Yes. Once a week there is a live and somebody always wins a free reading, sample reading. So hopefully to see you on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My dear Geminis, really buckle up. It's going to be an interesting month. A month where you will find yourself. How soon? That depends on you. Love you guys. All the best.